Hello and welcome to the G27 Road Warrior with me, Movie Scouse 007, where we play Euro Truck Simulator 2. So, just to remind you, we're in Aarhus in Denmark. That's where we are. We are, as I believe, fully rested. I believe we're fully fueled. We didn't have a brilliant journey, I think. As I recall, we're all right. We're rested. We need fuel, and we need a job. So let's get ourselves some gainful employment. Let's go to the freight market. Remind the game we're in Aarhus, and we can go to Serbia, Vicenza. Oh, have we been to Vicenza in Italy? I thought we had. But Verona, perhaps, I don't know. We go to Poland, we can go to Poland, we can go to Iceland, or we've been to that city, Kassel in Germany, Stockholm in Sweden, Bremen, the Netherlands, Amsterdam and Odense. So, where's that in Serbia? Ugh. Right. So that would be our first city in Serbia. I'm kind of tempted to do that. Oh, they've actually added Greece, Albania, Macedonia, Bulgaria, Montenegro and Bosnia-Herzegovina to them, and then Turkey to the map. Oh, and Ukraine as well. Even though, as you can tell by the... Even as you can tell by the fact that there are no dots. I was going to say a colour change, but the colour change is irrelevant because look at Belarus. Look at Russia. Ooh, I wonder if that's because Belarus and Russia are part of RusMap, and so they do the colouring on that. Be nice if we could get Ukraine. We could get some of Ukraine, because you can see we've got 4 cities in Belarus. We've got what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 cities in Russia. Is it just 8? So yes, that's 54,000. It's malt, taking some malt from Aarhus to whatever the hell that place is called. I apologise to all my Serbian followers. I really do, but I have got no idea how the hell you pronounce that. But anyway, we're going to Serbia. Ooh, hello. I am about to set off for a heavy haul job. Review a current truck configuration to make sure it's up to the task. Yes. Okay. I think I am. We're about to find out. Oh, hang on. Right, let's go from our garage in Aarhus. Yes, this is going to be probably the normal way that we start all of our journeys. Let's get some fuel. So, engine off, and 88 pence per litre. And we're going to ram in exactly 254.4 litres for £226. We have £610,000 in our bank account. That's as much as we could spend. We did quite a lot of upgrading. While we were off camera, so you won't have seen that. as is the inch. So I'm fiddling with it to get myself in the right position. Yes. So we've upgraded quite a few of our Volvos. In fact, I think we've upgraded all of the Volvos. So now we're in the position where I've got to start upgrading. Oh, hello. Okay, well, we'll go. You're going to let us. Thank you very much, sir. That was bullying by me, if we're going to be brutally honest. Okay. So, we are picking our load up from the dock. I'm not quite sure what that means. Does that mean I can go? Do you know what? I'm going to go. Oh, wrong way. Oh, hello. This is our entrance. In fact, I do believe we dropped off a load around here somewhere, didn't we? Right. Let's pick up our load with this cumbersome job selection thing. That's our job. Malt, 26 tons of malt from Aarhus to a place. That's the second time they've reminded us about a heavy load, so a bit concerned that that means that we won't be able to drag them, but I'm looking at the trailer, it doesn't look that flipping heavy. There we go, right. Raising the trailer legs, and we're good to go. Okay. And then left. Ooh, hello. That was not good. No damage. Good. That was me going too fast. Alright, okay. I am super confused by that. I don't know what the heck that means. But we're gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Right, so this is our second journey with ProMods 2.2 update. Not sure, but I'm thinking that Serbia is one of... I read out a giant list in the last episode, and I've already forgotten what that list included in terms of cities and countries. But I believe that Serbia was one of the countries that was added. I'm not 100% certain. So I am recovering from a weekend of alcohol consumption. Trying to keep up with the in-laws. They have a greater tolerance than I, and my brain is... I don't know if you can hear the popping and crackling, but I keep getting pops and crackles, and I lose signal. We seem to be alright. although I think the gear ratios suck a bit for a heavy load. But I think we're doing okay. There's lots of ticks I can hear in it. I sincerely hope that's not translating onto the recording. I'm hoping that's just my headphones. Possibly my headphones are about to die, in which case I'll have to pull over and unplug them in. But that's not what I want. So let's review what we're looking at. We're looking at a resting in 10 hours and 22 minutes. The time until the time we're allowed to make the delivery is 47 hours and 17 minutes. We should get it done in 28 hours. So it won't be as epic a journey as the Iceland journey. It won't be a short one either. We're at the max for our long journeys, so we're starting to get the kind of journey lengths that may well start to require that I split these journeys in bits. Certainly feel that the Iceland journey, I haven't edited it yet, and that was 2 journeys. I am so far behind editing, but I'm trying to keep up with the driving. But the editing is just, it's getting away from me. Right, I have a feeling. Oop, hello. Yeah, that's not it either. Feeling that too much stuff is drawing power from the USB hub that the headphone transmitter. Oh, I know we got to go over. The headphone transmitter is taking its power from. So I've switched 2 of the hubs off. That seems to have solved the problem. So hopefully, it was just a headphone-related pop and crackle that you can't hear. And if that's the case, I apologise for banging on about it. Right. So yes, the editing's getting a little bit away from me, but Iceland will. I'm looking at the length of time of the video, and I'm thinking there's no possible way I can upload that as a lone video. I think YouTube might biff the upload, and maybe it won't. Maybe I will leave it as one video, because I've seen 24-hour videos up on YouTube. So it depends. Do you guys prefer to see shorter videos, or do you like longer videos? I'm not 100% certain. Am I entertaining over the course of 1.5 hours to 2.5 hours, or am I better in 20-minute chunks? That's the question. More palatable under those circumstances. We'll see. But if you have an opinion, I mean, if you don't have an opinion, don't worry about it. You don't have to voice an opinion if you don't. Actually, to be honest, if you don't have an opinion, don't say anything. I don't want to have to wade through I don't care to get to the number of people that do. If you'd rather long videos, say. If you don't care, don't worry about it. If you'd rather short videos, let me know. We'll see. We'll see how I feel. It is an advisory rather than a definitive. I'm not saying that I will necessarily follow a majority, because this isn't a democracy. It's a benign dictatorship. Christianfeld, I remember seeing that sign on the way in, so we're kind of going roughly back the way we came. So this time though, we don't have, I think we go, I'm not sure whether we go over a bridge. I don't think we do, but I don't think there's any water. This is going to be 26.5 hours worth of solid driving, interspersed with just probably 2 sleep cycles. Is how we're going to. This is how we're going to deal with this one. I'm going to try not to damage the load. So, and if we could do that, that would be mag-bloody-nificent. Oh, look, there's Padborg, an undiscovered city. Just, oh, hello. Ooh, and is that an undercover police car, or are Danish police cars dark blue as a matter of course? And we're leaving Denmark and we're entering Deutschland. There you can see the European flag, beautiful European flag, and the German flag, the Deutsche flag. Not Dutch, Deutsch. Nearly squeezed that Saab. Apologies. So, I'm doing alright. I mean, I'm looking. I have on the screen, I have a little frame rate ticker telling me how many frames per second I'm getting on, and that looks like a good figure. It's sort of hovering between 40 and 60, but I'm seeing stuttering. Again, I think an increase in RAM. I think I've only got 16 gig of RAM, and because I've got 2 8 gig sticks, or have I only got 8 gig of RAM because I've got 2 4 gig sticks? I can't remember, but I want to get 32 gig, 2 16 gig sticks. The trouble is that's about 250 to 300 pounds, and as has already been stated, I'm going to have to start saving money soon. I do really want a pair of wireless over-ear headphones though. I sit on a train in both directions to work every day, and all I can hear is the bloody train, and sometimes the train's loud and I can't hear what I'm listening to. I can't hear the podcast or the music that I'm trying to listen to. I wonder what that was. That was a photograph of a lady's face. So I want some noise cancelling over the ear headphones, and I've targeted the Bose Quiet Comforts QC35s. I'm waiting for a price that I'm happy with. I've seen an online store that's doing them at about £287. It seems too good to be true. I don't know. They've got a physical address, they've got shops. It might just be that they take my money and it's months before I get the headphones, or it might be like, I don't know if I've probably told this story. I bought a lens for my Canon EOS 450D. They took my money, they wouldn't give me the lens. I had to desperately hunt the internet to try and find a postal address. It took me about 6 months to actually find a post. 6 months of arguing with them. Please send me the bloody lens. Please send me the lens. Please send me the lens. Oh, Alex, yeah. No. God, it's one of those stupid roads that we don't have to take. That's fine. 6 months of please send me the lens, please send me the lens, send me the bloody lens, and then after 6 months it's please give me my money back, please give me money back. And it took me, after I transitioned from send me the lens to give me my money back, it took 6 months to get a postal address for them. I had to hunt online message boards relating to this particular company, trying to find a postal address, and in the end I did find one. I sent a registered letter saying, I know you've received this letter because you've signed for it. It's one of these ones that you've got to sign for. If you've signed for this letter, that means that I know where you're based. As such, if you don't give me my damn money back, I'm going to take you to the small claims court, and I'm going to get my money back plus costs and damages. I think you can go up to £20,000. the small, maybe it's a lot less than that, actually, I can't remember off the top of my head. But for a certain amount of money you go to the smallest claims court, you don't require a solicitor, and it's usually relatively straightforward. You don't go to the small claims court unless you've got a good case. Oh look, IKEA. I like the patterns on the truck. That's quite funny. And the day after he signed, the person who owns the company signed for the letter that I sent him, I got an email asking how I wanted the money. So I am a bit gun shy about buying from internet websites that I've never heard of before. Yeah, I thought so. As soon as I pulled in behind, this guy can slow him down, isn't he? £287 would be a good price. They are a year and a half to 2 years old, so my only concern is that there'll be a QC 45 minutes after I hit the go button. They'll announce the QC 45. They haven't yet. I don't know when Bose announced their headphones. To be honest, that's one thing I need to check. If they announce their new headphones in November, then I might hang on. See what any update might offer me. But that's what I want. So, and that's about £300. I have got that squirreled away. 200 to 300 on RAM I can't really afford. So, given that I played this game on a laptop with really low-res graphics for a year, quite happily, I think I can probably put up with what I've got now. The one thing that still concerns me is the audio. Again, this is another £200 to £300. I've kind of identified what I want. Yeah, this is another ridiculous exit that I don't need to. I don't understand why the game keeps insisting you take that little side road. That is for when you're joining or exiting the road. It's not for... Yeah, ridiculous. Yes, so what I want is, I think I've identified the microphone, an Audio Technica 2035. Although I was looking at the Shure M75, but that's a £300 microphone. I don't think I need a £300 microphone for this. So the the Audio Technica 2030, sorry, is the microphone that I want, and I'm looking at a Focusrite. I think I've mentioned this before. A Focusrite Scarlett. My question is, is the Solo good enough? Do I need the 2i4? Was it the 4i2? The 2i4, the 4i4, or the 6i4? I don't know. The 6i6. Is it 6i6? This is the thing. I don't know which model it is. One of those weird squirrely names. The Solo is just one socket in, one input, one output. Oh, sorry. Yeah, the 2i2 is 2 inputs, 2 outputs. I think there's a 4i6. Which is 4 inputs, 6 outputs. But I think the 6 is the one where you get the mic in stereo, and I kind of want my mic. I'm hitting 40 frames a second, and I can see stuttering. I don't know if you can see it, but it's not good. I do kind of want to be in stereo, if that means I need to go for the 6i6. The trouble is the 6i6 takes up an awful lot of desk space compared to the Solo and the 2i2. They've got a lovely tiny footprint, and people are very, very positive about the Solo and the 2i2. Do I need to be in stereo? I don't know. Obviously, the Solo would be significantly cheaper. It's just what I need. I mean, the desk space is only going to be an issue for about a year and a half. The reorientation of the office that I'm sat in will mean significantly more desk space than I've got at the moment. But I don't know. I'm kind of tempted to get the stereo one, which I think is the 6i6. But the Focusrite Scarlett is what I'm aiming at the moment. It's so essentially the Audio-Technica 2030 is an XLR connected mic, which means that I need an audio input to connect the mic to, and then the audio input with the USB socket from the audio interface to the computer. That's what that's for. It's to translate the high quality microphone. I say high quality, medium quality. I've got a very poor quality USB mic at the moment, which was significantly better than the headset mic that I was using, which was actually a backward step from the mic on my iPhone, which I was using in my Keyboard Road Warrior series. Audio was never a problem on the iPhone, to the extent where I was despairing at the audio I was getting, that I was thinking maybe I'll just record audio on my iPhone and have done with it. Although that was a bit awkward. I was having to stop every single journey part way through, offload the audio. Sorry, Ulzen. Oh, I've discovered a city. Let's drop her. Oh, nice. I just see the bicycles. I love it. Yes. That was annoying, because what I was having to do was every journey. If you've watched the Keyboard Road Warrior series, the first 99 videos were recorded using an iPhone. I would essentially point the camera of my iPhone at the screen of the laptop. I'd have the thing blue-tacked to the top of a mug, and that's how I got it to the right height so that I could see the screen and I could point the iPhone at it. And then I would use the keyboard to do all the driving. I would use the A and the D. Sorry, I used the W and the S for the speed and the brake, and I would use the arrow keys for left and right. So I'd steer with my right hand using the arrow keys. And that was great fun while I had no other option, because I was on the other side of the planet with only the laptop for company. And so that was how I was recording. It's a bit of a risk. Oh, shh. Oh, that was good. Excellent. I bypassed all of that crap. That could have been a disaster. Oop, fellow Volvo. Yeah, that was. I thoroughly enjoyed playing Euro Truck on my keyboard. I really did. It was a tremendous amount of fun. It really was. When I had no other option. But so I started playing it in November 2013 and came back in March, so we're talking April, sorry. So 7 months of driving with a keyboard, and after about 5 I was wishing I had the steering wheel that I'm driving with now. I had this G27 in a storage unit in Guildford. Yeah, no, this is another one of those stupid cutouts that I don't need to take. And I wanted to be playing this game with this. And actually, when I came back from New Zealand, the G27 was plugged into the same laptop that I was using in New Zealand, and the laptop was plugged into my 50-inch plasma TV, which was also in a storage unit in Guildford for the year that I was in New Zealand. Again, the difference in experience from keyboard to wheel was immeasurable. The tactile feedback that you get from the force feedback wheel is just amazing in comparison to a keyboard with no tactile feedback whatsoever. Then, so we came back to the United Kingdom. I came back on my own at the end of April because I had to get out of the country before the 12 months was up, but my wife had to stay more than 12 months so that the fee, the money that we got to help us move over there didn't have to be paid back. If you stay there more than 12 months, you don't have to pay that money back. So she stayed an extra 4 weeks, which was king hell. And then she came back. So we were essentially homeless in the United Kingdom for about 2 weeks. After 2 weeks, no, it's 4 weeks, sorry. She found a place for us to live straight away, and we were in. So we were staying with friends, lovely, lovely friends, and that was probably the most awkward, because that sort of thing can spoil a friendship. I'm kind of glad I think we got away with it. So my wife kept the laptop in New Zealand when I came back, but I brought back all of the hard drives with the game footage on it. Then I couldn't play for 2 months. I didn't play for 2 months in the gap between us packing up our house in New Zealand and us unpacking our house, the flat that we rented. So that was June. I think it was end of June before I was able to play again. 5 months after that, I spent 5 months. I probably spent 7 months researching, but I spent 5 months buying the components for this computer. And then in the November of 2014, I constructed it, and that is when I was able to play with the visual fidelity. So, for instance, if you look at my old Keyboard Road Warrior videos, the dashboard is utterly useless. You can't read it. It might as well not be there. It's a set of blinky lights, is all it was, and so it was no good to me. From the point of view, it wasn't useful. Like, I can tell I'm doing 90k just by looking at the instruments in the same way that I would in a real vehicle. I would only know that on the laptop if I looked at the GPS. Now, the wife is talking about us going for another year somewhere else. I have a plan for that. I have a plan. There will be I mean, it's not going to happen for years because there's just too much stuff we need. The house needs to have a lot of work done on it before I'm comfortable letting other people live in it and charge for them to do that. But, Sam skip. We'll have a plan. Actually, I think I need to take this exit. So I need to slow down and let this guy go by. I think we're off here. Are we? No. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. I'm not sure we are actually. Oh, damn it. No, we're not. Oh. Bloody hell. No, I didn't want to start on a hill. So it's probably like 2-3 years away, but I do have a plan for it. We'll need to replace the laptop, because the laptop, we want a computer with us while we're in New Zealand. We will have to replace it. I'm going to insist that it is as capable as this one, this computer. So we're probably talking about £4,000 worth of computer. AverMedia make a tiny little half Toblerone sized game capture unit, which relies on an SD card. I will get a 2 terabyte portable hard drive. To transfer the footage onto. I will get. I can have another computer. I've got Premiere Elements, and I think I'm allowed another computer on Premiere Elements, so the editing will happen on the laptop. But while I don't want to make another keyboard Road Warrior series, because as entertaining as that was driven by necessity rather than desire. There is a thing called a Super Mouse? Oh, crikey. I can't remember what it's called now. It's a device which is primarily created for CAD users. Magic Mouse, I think it's called. Oh, I can't. No, Magic Mouse is Apple, isn't it? Space Mouse. Thank you, Space Mouse. God, I knew my brain would catch up eventually. The Alzheimer's hasn't completely taken me yet. Yes, Space Mouse. It allows multiple directions of movement. So it allows you to push forward and pull back and spin left and right like a steering wheel. So I can push forward for the accelerator and steer, and then pull back. It allows you to nudge it left and right, so I can use that for the indicators. I can use the keyboard for all of the other stuff like lights and horns and beacons and things like the attaching the trailer and so forth. So the Space Mouse will be how I cope with not having my G27 or my G29. I have a G29 as well. So that's the plan, should we actually end up going. Ah, you arsehole. What an arsehole. But we've been going for quite some time, and I've just realised that at some point we should probably look for somewhere to get some kip, some sleep. So we got to take left turn here. So I think the next rest stop is where we'll pull in. So this Space Mouse is going to be the saviour. So I'm still going to do what I did last time, which is take a PS4. Oh, I took a PS3 last time, but I'm going to take a PS4 this time. But I am going to have to take a Google, some kind of device, some kind of pocket device for YouTube, because recording game footage on a PS4 requires that you unlock the HDC high definition copy protection, HDCP. You disable it. The trouble is, it requires you to turn the sodding PS4 off to re-enable, to disengage the HDCP. Right. Oh, actually, no, I do want to be here. I am gonna take the inside lane, the outside lane. I think we need to drop a gear just to make sure that we don't roll the truck and its trailer over. Right, so yes. So it's quite funny actually. When we took the PS3, my wife was certain that I was going to lose it to customs. Heathrow on the way out were a bit twitchy about it. They made me unpack the whole thing, cables and everything. It comes with remotes and all sorts of paraphernalia. But there was no problem in San Francisco. In San Francisco, they said that when we got to San Francisco, there was a little symbol of a PlayStation. Damn it, we really do need to rest. An hour and a half. Oh, whoa, 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 what the hell? Ah, curses. That's annoying. And there's a rest stop right there. I needn't have worried. San Francisco, they had a symbol of a games console, so Catherine kind of wound her neck in. But I think that's primarily because there are a lot of games companies in San Francisco. Ubisoft, for instance, have an office in San Francisco. Alright, so let's we'll fuel up and we'll rest. I'm so annoyed actually. That was unnecessary. Never mind. We're not going to get an excellent. Right, engine off. Yes. So we were in San Francisco for a week, and then we went from 89 pence per litre. We put 259.74 litres in, and it cost us £233. Oh, come on. Right, let's right, parking brake on, engine off. Let's rest. It's gonna mean we go to night time, unfortunately. Right, parking brake off. First brake, first gear. Let's put our lights on. Alright, we're about to leave Germany and go into the Czech Republic. Alright, so I just reorientate myself in the seat, get myself comfy. Yes, so San Francisco Airport just had a games console symbol telling you to take the console out of the bag, so that's all I had to do. And they had no problems at Auckland at the other end because I was coming into the country. They did an X-ray. You've been X-rayed at the other end. Same in the other direction. I took my PlayStation back with me. I didn't take the computer, but I took the PlayStation back with me when I came back. And yes, Auckland didn't care. The console had to come out, but nothing else. And I went in through Shanghai, and my because I stayed in the airport. Actually, no. I think I had to go through scanners again at Shanghai. I think they're a little paranoid. So yes, but they only. I think I only had to take the console out and nothing else. But I was super tired when I got back, and friends that I was staying with were out until midnight, so I was absolutely shattered, and I was absolutely shattered. But yes, there was no problem taking that console in and out of the United States, China, and New Zealand. So that was fine. So if we were thinking of something like Canada or maybe somewhere in Central Europe, although that will entirely depend on Brexit. The catastrophic stupidity of Brexit not happening, I think. At the moment, we could just go. There's no requirement for to do anything. As long as an employer wants us, the wife and I can go. We would rent the house. I have essentially been caught in Denmark and the Czech Republic, but not Germany, because Germany is pro speed. Ooh, where are we? There's a city. Prague. That's Prague. Capital of the Czech Republic. So we're going to take a left turn here. So I'm going to drop a gear. Come on. Don't be a douche. Not a differential lock, I'm trapped on a bloody thing. That's not the issue. It was I rode the curb, that was my problem. But I do like that they offer you a bit of help. Right, we need to go down one. Am I going to get to drive by a discoverable? I think I might, you know. I might get to drive by a discoverable. If that's the case, that would be bloody magnificent. Enough people have flashed at me that I'm getting bored with the being flashed at because of the high beams. Excellent, they're letting me out. Thank you. That's very kind of you. And I think the discoverable is a Renault garage, which I couldn't care less about. Never mind. Yeah, never mind. So yeah, that would be the plan. Much better laptop, capable of a better laptop with a graphics card in it, a game capture device, the Space Mouse, and a 2 terabyte hard drive. I think the 2 terabytes should last me about a year, maybe 2 of them. Oops, hello. Yep, that should be enough. And then we'll take our music with us. I've got a hard drive with the music and a backup hard drive. The backup will stay in the United Kingdom. That should be fun. That should also allow me to play my flight sim. So X-Plane 11 is my current go-to flight sim. because you'll have the push forward and the pull, the steering. The throttle will have to be a keyboard transition, I think. But other than that, we should be okay. Right, I'm going to go to flashy high beams now, just because I want you guys to be able to see stuff, and we're out of the city, so the street lights are not assisting us. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I'll need. My head tracking device can go, because it's tiny. It's essentially a PS3 camera. The little tiny box, so that can come with, which will be a bonus. Yeah, I shall need to get a brand new rucksack for the whole thing, because I think the one that I've got is not good enough anymore. It's not big enough. Actually, no, it might be. It might be. Now that I'm thinking about it, it might be. We'll see. So, we've got 11.5 hours to go. We need to sleep in about 9 hours, so we're going to have one more rest cycle. I'm going to wait until this is about 5 hours, 6 hours. Do the rest. That'll give us 11.5. That'll give us 11 hours. So that'll be more than enough time to do what we need to do. But yeah, I was worried for naught in terms of the heavy load, heavy duty. It seems to be fine. We've got more than enough grunt to be able to deal with this. Nope, there's a police car. Our second speeding fine in the Czech Republic. That's alright. We're earning more than enough money to deal with it. I mean, look, our bank balance is 1.2 million. I think it said something like 500, 600,000 when we started, so we're okay for money. I'm trying to think if there's anything. Will I need anything else? Will I be able to bring the mic? Oh, I tell you what, the mic and preamp stuff might be difficult. Maybe it won't. Maybe the solo will dictate. Maybe that will dictate the solo. And I'll have to get a mini stand, like a desktop stand, to sit between the laptop and myself. Which I can't with the steering wheel. Obviously the steering wheel sits smack in the middle, so that would be where the mic would go. I wish this was daylight. Daylight's much more interesting for you guys to look at. It's a shame, actually. The recording quality, the quality of the image I'm seeing now is much better than the image that you guys end up seeing. I mean, it's not. What I put up is absolutely no worse than recording. I'm sort of tempted to get an internal capture device, and then actually the internal capture device could put the video footage exactly where I need it. Because at the moment what has to happen is it records to a folder inside on my C drive, and then I have to move it to an external drive to do all of my faffing. Which isn't ideal. I am. I had to make the sad decision, because I was running out of hard drive space. I had to make this sad decision last week to dump the raw footage from the Keyboard Road Warrior series. I'm probably going to have to dump the G27 Road Warrior raw footage and keep just the finished edited episodes. I'm not really losing anything, if I'm honest. I was hanging on to it for nostalgia's sake. But, yeah. It kind of had to go. Which is sad. Because I had no space to put raw footage for G27 and American Truck. That's another thing, the raw footage from American Truck can probably go as well. Save myself an immense amount of space. I can get rid of the Premiere files and the Windows Media files, because all of the first 99 episodes of Keyboard Road Warrior are edited on Windows Media Player. So all those Media Player files can go as well, because I don't need those. In fact, the Windows Media files can go completely. I simply don't need them. It's too soon. Oh. We're leaving the Czech Republic now. I would imagine we're going into Slovakia. In fact, I know we're going to Slovakia because I've just seen the flag. It popped up behind the Czech flag, so it's not, our final destination is in Serbia rather than Slovakia. But I can't remember whether there's anything between now and then another country. I don't think there is actually. I think it's Serbia and then Slovakia. Slovakia and then Serbia. So this is all new roads. This is all new roads that I've never driven on before, which is fantastic. But yes, it was sad. It was a sad thing to get rid of that footage, but because that was a very different time in my life. Very different. I was on a year's sabbatical from my job. I was not working because I was in a foreign country. I could have worked actually, but the problem is I could only have got myself a slave wage job. See, I sometimes wish I had done that. I'd kind of wasted that year. That was a great year to do something like writing. There was a whole bunch of stuff I could have done that I didn't do. I kind of wish I had done. The one thing I don't regret is recording the Keyboard Road Warrior stuff. I don't regret that for a second. That was a speed camera, I think, at the beginning of the tunnel. I'm going to have to feather, I think, because this little blue car is not going to put its foot down in this tunnel. Oh, Volvo's on the back of a Volvo? Is that a Volvo? I can't tell. Alright, that little blue car's out of my way. I can get on with it. Yes, it was very interesting living in a different country, albeit a country that speaks the same language. It was still an interesting experience. It was it's different. It's a different approach to life. They're almost Spanish in their sort of that'll do manana kind of attitude to everything, which is both fine and also deeply frustrating, because if there was any urgency to anything, you could forget about it. It wasn't going to happen, which was kind of sad. Actually, no, I'm going to stay in this lane. The approach to life was more laissez, more relaxed, shall we say. TV sucked. Oh my god, it was awful. An advert every 10 minutes. Just trying to hang on to what was going on in a TV program is incredibly difficult. Shopping was in a slightly different experience. Because it's a smaller population in New Zealand to the United Kingdom. It's 5 million in New Zealand, it's 68 to 69 in the United Kingdom. Or maybe, actually it's probably 67 now that all the Europeans are starting to go back. That means that there is less of a population to sell to, which means that crikey, sorry, I'm weaving everywhere. The ranges of goods are necessarily smaller. So in the United Kingdom, we've probably got 7 or 8 different types of washing powder. In New Zealand, they've got like 3 or 4. The one thing that actually opened my eyes is their approach to fruit and veg. In the United Kingdom, they're quite fascist about perfect veg and perfect fruit, no blemishes anywhere, and actually that's a complete nonsense. So we're going to Hungary. We're going from Slovakia to Hungary. There you go. I was wrong. There is the risen and the... Oh, crikey! You son of a bitch! Okay. What the actual hell? Well, that was awkward. Yes, sod off. I want my lights on so that everyone can see what's happening. So we're in Hungary. Yeah, Hungary between Slovakia, Hungary. I think there might be another country, and then Serbia's at the bottom. Now that I'm thinking about it. Yes. So actually, fruit and veg isn't they're not nearly as fascist about the perfect unblemished fruit and veg, and what my eyes were open to was the fact that it doesn't matter whether there's a blemish on the skin or not. The food tastes exactly the same, and I've noticed actually there's a movement, there's an anti-food waste movement going on in the United Kingdom to stop supermarkets from throwing away food. But also, one of the things that I saw was a video about fruit and veg pickers and what they throw away, what ends up on the ground because the supermarkets won't take it. The other thing is the level of stock control that supermarkets and actually fruit and veg stores have to maintain. You can't have fruit or veg, just like one piece of fruit in a bucket, because people will assume there's something wrong with it, and that's why it's not selling. When in fact it might just be that that's been selling very well, and you're just running out. So I'm sort of more aware nowadays that food. I drifted. That wasn't me moving over, that's me accidentally drifting because I have no truck control. So yes, this is going to be a satisfactory, not even a good work. This is going to be a satisfactory, because I'm pretty sure that although it says 1%, see, I'm drifting again while I'm talking to you because I'm looking at the menus on the GPS. Although it says 1% on the damage thing, that's probably like 1.5 or 1.6, and by the time we park it'll be 1.8, 1.9, so I'll be up to 2%, and then I'll drift from good work to satisfactory. I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen before we get to the destination. I kind of wanted to move over, and it was my impatience at not being able to move over that's made me drift, and I've drifted because I'm an idiot. It doesn't cost you much in terms of money, but it does cost you experience, and it's experience that's harder to come by. And I certainly won't recover lost experience from the parking, because you get a piddly amount of money for parking. A piddly amount of experience, sorry, for parking, so that's not going to help me. So I am now going to start looking for a rest stop, because I am going to be needing to rest. I've got it's going to take 5.5 hours, but I need to rest in 5, and 30 minutes isn't enough, I think, leeway, given how bad I am at parking. So I need, I'm going to, plus I've got 23 hours. Oh, there's another police car. That is my first speeding fine in Hungary. And here's my rest stop. We'll also top off the fuel tank, because there's no reason why we shouldn't. We don't need to, strictly speaking, but I think we should. So that's what we're going to do. Come on. There we go. Right, so engine off. Right, 87 pence per litre. And we're going to put in exactly 182.75 litres for a cost of £161. So, let's pull forward, and we should get a rest stop relatively quickly. I think that's one there by that bench. There we go. Right, so parking brake on, engine off, and we'll be in daylight. Oh my word, we'll be in daylight. Right, so parking brake off, first gear. Alright, let's weave our way through. Come on, that's it. The lights can go off. Oh, daylight. Glorious, glorious daylight. Oh. Didn't make much money in that. The first rest cycle we went from 700,000 to 1.2 million. This rest cycle we've gone 1.2 million to 1.5 million, so we've only made 300,000. I'm guessing that's because a lot of long distances are being done, and they won't come to fruition until... Actually, I don't need the main beam on either. They won't come to fruition until because I now that I'm doing my garage purchasing and truck purchasing and driver recruiting off camera, I'm sort of tending to pootle around the town and collect all of the bits of the city centre when I buy a garage, so that I've got it all, and I don't have to worry about doing all of the small roads. There's another reason. A number of drivers have failed to find a job. Let's overtake this coach. It's a white-haired coach driver, or is he a blonde? I don't know. So 4.5 hours left to make this delivery, and we've got 13 should we wish. So we can't have another rest cycle, that would make us late. It would give us 2 hours, and we need 4.5. Oh, hello, easy. That must have been a speed camera because I don't see... Oh, stuttering sucks. That must have been a speed camera because I don't see a cop car anywhere, unless the cop car was on the other side of the road. That can happen. But I am well and truly earning enough money now that I can buy the garage at every destination city that I go to now. I'm earning enough money. I'm still not comfortable putting the RusMap, putting trucks in the RusMap garage. I did get rid of... Oh, what? Oh, that's a cop car this time. So that's my 5th. Once in Denmark, once in Germany, twice in, once in Denmark, twice in the Czech Republic, twice now in Hungary. So 3 times now in Hungary, so you have, wow, once, twice, yeah, that's a lot of money. But not a lot in terms of what I'm earning and what my drivers are providing to the company. Oh, hello, I've missed an exit. I've missed an exit. Cack. Damn it. Are they going to give me a new route? Come on, GPS, catch up. Yes, it is. Okay. Well, that's irritating. What was I going to say? Yeah, it's cost me 20 minutes. That has cost me 20 minutes. But I have plenty of time to play with, so that's good. Come on, get out of my way. Shh. Get out of my way. That's it. Get out of my way. Good. So yes, being able to buy the yeah, I hit him. Guys, that's very kind of you to let me out. And there's me grinding every flipping gear. Right, there's Budapest. So it might, I think we might drive through and discover Budapest, which would be good. Oh, way too low. Way too high a gear. So the discovery of Budapest has been obliterated by a bloody speeding fine. Oh, actually no, it's not been discovered yet. Ignore me. Now it has. Right, so I think that discoverable is another Renault garage, and I couldn't give a rat's tiny behind about Renault garages. Never mind. We seem to be on a Renault tip today, that's for sure. I really want recruitment agents. That's a shame. Ah! I should have known. I should have seen that coming. That was pure impatience and stupidity. Pure impatience and stupidity on my part. The trouble is, once the load has been damaged, I kind of just want to get rid of it. Which is not good. I shouldn't do that. It's bad of me. The other problem is I was sure I was going to make it, and then by the time I realised I wasn't going to make it, I wouldn't have had time to stop anyway. You really do need to think ahead and plan for braking just in case something does happen like that. Well, we're not going to Debrecen, so there's no turning off there. Oh, we can't anyway. We used to be able to. Oh no, we didn't. I'm sure we used to be able to. The map would suggest that we were. Isn't that interesting? We don't need to park again, so that's a relief. So we can sail past this parking spot. So stay in the lane. Come on. I often get quite worried when I'm playing this game and I'm weaving like that it translates into my real driving, and then I'm driving and I'm not weaving and I'm wondering why. And I think, as good as my force feedback wheel is, it's not as forceful, it's not direct drive. I think I might have more, I don't know, there's not nearly as much feedback from this G27 as there is from a real steering wheel. I think might be the issue. Way, go on. I think that might be the issue. We're getting close. Oop, cows. Random landscape. And random things on a random landscape, like cows. I love it. Blimey, we left that bus. Oh, crikey, come on. We left that bus for dead. I do think I need to tilt those. I was going to point at the screen like you could see where the hell I was pointing. The wing mirrors, large upper, small lower. I need to dip the small lower, angle it, sorry, more towards the side of the cab, so that I downwards, so I can see the road next to me. Because one of the things that can be quite dangerous is moving into a lane thinking there was nothing coming, because you can't see what's directly next to you. So things like cyclists, pedestrians, small cars. I'm very surprised I didn't get a speeding fine there. There was a police car in that lay-by, and I'm doing 9 miles an hour more than the speed limit. Ooh, look at those smokestacks. That's be beautiful to look at in the game, but would be horrifying in real life. Actually, I saw smokestacks like that in Stettin in Poland. Stettin in Poland, damn it, I need to get to Stettin and I need to get to Berlin. I still want to see how they stack up, speaking of stacks, to the real cities. Cell plan, I wonder what the hell that means. Oh, another failure to get a job. Come on. Oh, we're entering Poland, really? Or are we leaving? No, we're leaving Hungary, sorry. Crap. Oh, nuts. Pants. I've made a boo-boo. Yeah, I made a boo-boo. I shouldn't be on this section. This is for the cars. I need to be on the bit for the trucks. Which is the bit that's joining us. So, I've missed out on a bit of road discovery, which is irritating. Let's get over. Right. Let's mentally start preparing ourselves for the debacle that will be our parking. Should be interesting. I do like the way that the landscape's very different all over the map. It's just that it's these tiny little things, like the changes in the type of tree foliage, the ground foliage, the types of fences. The barriers is one area where I think there's very little difference, and I know there are multiple different types of barriers. In the United Kingdom, the Armco barrier is more sort of curved and less boxy than what you're seeing now, and I'm not 100% certain, but I don't think it follows that sort of curved pattern in the game that as it does in real life. But this is one of those things, the guys in ProMods go back and they fix stuff. I think it's wonderful. I mean, I think it's magnificent. I mean, I was one of these ones that was struggling with the multi-part downloads because I didn't want to give any money, and then I'm thinking, what are you being so tight-fisted about? So every time there's an update, I will buy the update. It's only a dollar, $1 US. It's nothing. It's less than half a cup of coffee, and I've got no problem with paying £2.70 for a cup of coffee. So why am I struggling with the concept of paying a dollar for something that gives me an immense amount of joy, like this ProMods map? Oh well, like the SCS maps coupled with ProMods, coupled with RusMap. Right, we have to get off here. Right, slow down. Oh! What the hell? What? Alright, I've really... Right, I'm going to have to call for assistance. And I can't remember how to do that. No, it's not that button. Yes, it's that button. Wow. That was, oh, hang on. No, not that button, damn it. That button, service. Right, God. Engine 4% for £950. Transmission 2% for £461. Chassis 7% for £3,722. £3,772. Cabin 6% for £3,291. Wheels 4% for £325. Grand total of £8,764. That was a... ouch. That was a lot. Oh, that's depressing. 6% damage. That's going to be... oh, hello. Easy. Come on then. Okay. Where's the exit? Is that the exit? No. I don't know where the exit is. Oh. I'm now not getting my GPS information, which is sad. Okay. Give me my bloody GPS information. No, I don't. How do I cycle through it? Nope. F3. Oh, no, I don't want that. Right, yeah. There we go. Right. Give me a break in the traffic. Oh, actually, I'm going the wrong bleeding way. Interesting. So I could actually have just turned right. It's a bit further on. Is he having a pee? Come on, Jeff. No peeing on the... Right, where do you need it? Because I am gonna... Oh my word, am I gonna need... Am I gonna need... the XP to make up for the 2,000 or 3,000 XP I'm gonna lose. Do you know what? Let's just just do that. That's what we're going to do. Right, so let's reverse. I overcooked it slightly. Damn it. It might be alright, it might be alright. No, it's not alright. Might be alright now. Come on. There we go. There we go. Right. Oh, parking brake on. Engine off. Cross your fingers. This is going to be terrible. I can feel it now. Reasonable. Ooh. Ooh. Well, so it didn't cost us a level up because there's still over. So we reasonably delivered malt from Aarhus to Novi Sad. There you go, Novi Sad. We drove 1,652 kilometers. It took us 39 hours and 50 minutes to do it. We consumed 573.6 litres of fuel getting it done, for which we were rewarded with, well, the base reward was £29,063 and 1,652 XP. We got a proficiency bonus for level 31 of £13,514, a long distance delivery bonus for skill rank 6 of £5,713 and 413 XP, an urgent delivery bonus for skill rank 4 of £5,713 and 495 XP. Most of those two bonuses have been pissed away because we crashed twice. We got a bonus for parking the trailer of 40 XP, and then we incurred a damage penalty. Now, oh Jesus, 5.7% of this was because we've hit something. I don't know, we must have been too far over. There was a little concrete block in the middle of the road, and I think that must be what we hit at speed. But anyway, the damage penalty was 6.7%. It cost us £14,545 and it cost us 732 XP. I can live without the £14,545. We still earned 39,458. What I can't live without is the 732 XP. This left us with a grand, like I said, grand total of £39,458, and it gave us a grand total of 1,868 XP. That would have been over 2,000 XP. 732 is a lot to give away, but it does mean that we remain a level 31 elite driver, although elite would be questionable based on that last little bit and the lack of concentration, which cost us the initial 1% damage when we drifted into a barrier. All of this means that the G27 Road Warrior has a lifetime experience of 112,703 XP, and we're still aiming at 113,300. Do you know what? We would have leveled up. If we hadn't screwed up, we'd have leveled up. We'll definitely level up in the next journey, unless we have the same kind of problem we had in Stockholm where we fell through the map. But yes, thank you. This is probably much more entertaining for you than it has been for me. Thank you very much for watching it, whether you watched 5 minutes of the whole thing. Thank you for riding shotgun with me and being my co-pilot. And if you enjoyed that, please click that thumbs up button. If you want to, if you haven't already, and you want, you don't want to miss any of my journeys, then click that subscribe button. And if you want to be notified when a journey of mine goes live, click that little notification bell symbol by the subscribe button. If you think that any of your friends or family might enjoy watching these videos, then let them know. The more the merrier. And until I see you in the next video, I'll see you on the road.